Oh, okay. It looks like I went live. All right. Figured I'd just go live. Another random hangout for anyone who comes in and wants to hang out. So we'll do that. We'll do just that. I know I'm getting a bad glare because of my glasses, but bear with me. Sometimes I wear glasses. Not a lot, just mainly when I end up having to. Yeah, pretty much nothing going on. How about you? What is going on? I can't even pronounce your name. Ka Undialine. I'm sorry if I butchered that. How you doing? What's going on? All right. Let's update this. Let me just do a quick audio check to see how this sounds. Let me do it from here. There's gonna be an echo, but let me check a look. Check a look. Let me just do a quick audio check to see how this sounds. Let's see. Let me do it from here. There's gonna be an echo, but let me check a look. Check a look. All right. How's the audio? I just checked it on my end. Let me bleep that out. Same with this. Only one. Hopefully you're not the only one. Hopefully you're not. What is going on with you today anyways? Audio is good. Oh, thank you. That is very important when you do these things. What you know what? I need to tweet this out and throw it on Facebook. So let me do that real quick. Try to get some more people in here. Just chilling. Come hang out live with me. I'm a very slow typer, as you see. All right, let me post that. And I'll even throw this on Twitter. All right. So what is going on with everybody? I got a few things I'm going to talk about, get off my chest with the whole, with what's going on as far as, there's some things that I want to make. I'm going to make a video about. Hopefully I find some time pretty soon. Hopefully tomorrow I get a little bit of time to be able to work on a video, but I'll let you guys know because, whatever. It'll be good visually and everything, but as far as trends that I see, I'm going to give you a quick little background about how I even got started in the truth movement, which is I come from, okay, so YouTube has like YouTube gaming, right? YouTube has like makeup tutorials. They have all kinds of communities, right? Everybody knows that. So I am heavily into the technology aspect. So I was very heavy into the technology community. So I first started YouTube about a little over 3.5 years ago. It started off with me doing unboxings and stuff. So I have my original channel is called Premier Reviewer, and I review products. I just reached about a little over 10,000 subscribers on it. And in the process, I learned a lot about camera work. I learned a lot about lighting and, audio equipment and stuff like that. I'm just a really big gearhead. So that is my background on how I learned how to edit videos and be able to produce content on YouTube. Now, once I came across a lot of the flat earth research and I came to understand the truth, I knew I had the ability to make videos that were of high quality and definitely can have a good steady flow to it. So I wanted to be involved and I wanted to do my part, and I definitely have a huge passion. I definitely felt a huge push towards doing this because I felt like the Lord was just calling me into this part, and do my part as far as the truth movement and the whole flat Earth cosmology, and I just really wanted to be a part of creating something and waking people up. Especially because I was absorbing so much material, so much of the stuff that I was absorbing. So that gets you. Sorry, I bumped the mic, but that gets you understanding on how I was able to create a lot of. To me, I consider it good content, and yes, I don't have the numbers yet, but I definitely see the numbers are going to start climbing. I'm just going to be patient. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen overnight. I've been doing this for just under a year now, and I have almost 700 subscribers, and that's it's a lot, but at the same time, I guess I had an expectation that my channel would grow a little faster, but whatever. I have to be patient and I have to keep on putting out good content, and that's my goal. But since I gave you the background of my technology base, knowing that I'm a gearhead, I love this. I love technology. I started seeing when I was fully awake, I started noticing a trend of how people um, especially in the tech community, are so damn oblivious. I can't even say the word blind. I'll just say it there. They're so blind to what is going on. Who's the bald dude? Carlos, that's my name. It's right there, right in front of you. Let me get to know you first, man. Warlock. I just don't want to wrench a bunch of people. Let me get to know you, comment, let's interact, and then if I see that, you're not here to troll and you're a good person, then I'll definitely be willing to wrench anybody. But I want to make sure that I'm not just gonna hand out these things. Honestly, I just kind of come on whenever. This might be like my third or fourth time I've came on. And they're random a lot of times. Yeah, like 9, 10, maybe 11. Like you see right now, it's 10:30 my time. I'm on the East Coast. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get more on. I'll let you know. I haven't done anything where I've invited a bunch of people. I do want to do that though. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate you watching my stuff, and I always enjoy communicating with my subscribers because you guys are why I make videos, and we get a chance to really get to know each other. I'm married, so I'm not looking for anything. I got I got a but that is funny. I got a beautiful wife and kids, and yeah, I'm happy. But here, so this is to continue on is um if you guys have noticed a trend in the technology game when it comes to things like, yeah, OBS is a really powerful tool. It definitely is. Um, but as far as the technology game, so if we look at things like, yeah, definitely. If we look at things like um, the Amazon Echo, you got the Google Now, and everything that has if you look at your technology, every phone you have has a camera in the front and the back. Same thing with your tablets. Here's a tablet, it's got a camera there, it's got a camera there, right? And if you notice, like if I wanted to say something to Siri, you notice that they're always listening. I want my people to be aware. Do not buy the things like the Echo Dot, Google Home, any of those things. Any of those, you got to stay away from that stuff. If you want privacy of any kind, I mean, for the most part, you got to do a lot to get away from this matrix. But understand those things are you're letting more and more of the unwanted into your life. We all know we're being monitored hardcore, so it's very important that we stay away from this. So a lot of these tech channels are blatantly, or not, I don't want to say blatant, I don't think a lot of these fools know what the hell's going on. I think they really think this is all fun and all the latest technology is amazing. Like, I don't like the whole automated home aspect of uh, the whole technology side right now. The whole home automation is the biggest trap. It's like you're putting cameras left and right in your offices, in your bedrooms, and people can hack these things easily. So you got to definitely stay away from this stuff. Damn near gotta learn how to make imps at this point. Yeah, I mean, we gotta EMP. Um, I mean, really, it's just about being cognizant about what's going on around us. You don't want to fall into the to the trap that, yeah, it looks cool. You can tell, Siri or Google now to turn on music for you, turn on a light. I mean, all these things are like, come. I mean, anyone who doesn't realize that we're just letting more and more of the government inside our homes for surveillance. That's the biggest key. That it's all just a one big ass surveillance scam, and nobody seems to understand that. Like everybody's just in love with their garage opener that can talk to them, or the freaking door that can see them and talk to. It just makes no sense to me how people cannot realize this. And obviously, the majority of these people have no clue because they are dead asleep. But I come from this background, and I want to warn you guys. Like in my channel, my other channel, my technology channel, I stay clear away from that stuff. At one point, I thought about it, and then obviously I started waking up to it, and I started realizing, like, this is like the perfect CIA catch you. Put all these cameras and microphones. They're all Wi-Fi compatible. They're all smart home technology. That it's all this technology that keeps us really more locked up. It keeps us more in a box. Like they can really know exactly what you're doing at all times. It's not just what you post on Facebook or what you look at. Now they have literally a window to your home, letting this, like, even my webcam. I'm going to show you what I can do with my webcam. Watch this. I can turn it. I have a thing right there, so I can, so when I'm walking around, they can't just, are you in the IPS chat? You should promote this channel. I mean, if you promote it for me, that'd be great. Because that's one of the things. It's like a hard way. I don't like going into other people's chats and spamming them, say, hey, come watch my channel and stuff like that. IPS, he started out, I'll just be honest. When he started out, the only reason why I have Facebook really is for this channel, is to kind of collaborate and communicate with other people. As far as like getting my videos out there and just talking to other like-minded people. I try not to post too much personal stuff. I don't give them my background to what school I went to and stuff like that. I try to limit a lot of that stuff. And I think that's the way it should be. I think us giving out a little bit too much information about ourselves. Like, I don't tell them where exactly I live and stuff like that. I try to keep that really, and I think that's the way you could be on those social platforms. It's almost hard to get away from it, but there's things that you can do to limit yourself from not being too open and not sharing too much. Like, one of the things I do with my cell phone is I turn off locations. If you notice, like, there's certain apps that they only work if your location's on. I'm telling you, do not use that app if that's the case. And it'll be the dumbest app. Have an app that has nothing to do with why does my location need to be on. Like, I try to avoid anything like that because you're just setting yourself up again for being monitored. Like, I'm a big fan of the smartwatches, but a lot of the best features, right, used with the smartwatches are if you enable the location. If you enable the location, they have now all your information, where you go, what time you're there, how long you're there. All that stuff is being stored away, and it's just going into a file with your name on it. Don't has us on every. Definitely. I mean, it's really sad that so many of us are just so blind to what is the traps that they're setting for us, because again, it's meant to look entertaining. It's meant to look harmless, and hey, this is going to benefit you. but it's not. I mean, I, how many people in the truth movement don't even have cable because they know that a lot of it is just ridiculous. Now, it's harder to cut the cord completely because even Netflix has a lot of good programming, but is if you're not a if you're not smart enough to pay attention to even that programming side of things, you got to be. Oh, definitely a chip in the. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. D Wave. Oh, the D Wave technology is unbelievable. So many people are blind to know about the D Wave technology. Um, it's really artificial intelligence being used on us. Yeah, Cody is definitely something I use. I got a I got a few little fire sticks in my house. Um, yeah, there's ways around it, but even that, if I don't know if y'all noticed, but I think they're gonna start charging for internet pretty soon. Yeah, the super government computers. Think about if we know about D Wave technology. Think about what they haven't told us or what we haven't figured out. They probably have something that's even more advanced than D Wave technology. We only know about D Wave technology because um, a little bit of the information kind of got out. So who knows if that wasn't meant to be there or get out on purpose. So all in all, I'll be making a video about it, about being smart and not falling for this home automation crap, because really that's what it is. It's home automation just to spy on you. And if you have a webcam, do something to put tape over it or something like that. I mean, obviously they can remote trigger the microphone, but at least you're not going to be sitting at home getting undressed about to take a shower in the webcam, in your webcam or your computer or your cell phone. Like, take steps to protect yourself. If you have a cell phone, put it under a blanket, a sheet or something, so that the camera is not being tracked or visible. There's little things like that I think are something that all truthers should be aware of, start doing right now. Yeah, they all stop. The warlock says, yeah, they all stop the flow of information. Oh, it's and the crazy thing is, if you watch certain movies, they reveal it to you that that movie with I think it came out about a year or two ago, Snowden. I mean, that movie should wake up people who aren't asleep just to see that that was actually going on. I mean, was Snowden, you know, was Snowden even real? Who knows? But still, the movie reveals that the government spies on us at all times. They spend more time spying on us than they do the other guys. And I don't know if most people caught that, but if they're spending more time spying on us than the other guys, that lets you know that they're in cahoots with those people, because they don't need to know what they're doing because they're the ones giving them the permission or information. They want to know what we're doing. They spend more time trying to figure out what we're doing. How many times do you go on a website, maybe like Amazon or something, you're looking for something. Next thing you know, you go, yeah, the Eagle Eye, 100%. And then you go and you go to another page, and all of a sudden what you were looking for, bam, pops up in this next ad. It's like, it's not a coincidence that we're being monitored to this degree. So I definitely think that we need to step up our game and be more aware of what's going on. They can't educate their own. Oh, exactly. I mean, you have to be able to be aware of these things. Did you guys see what is that show called? That hot potatoes, flat Earth and other hot potatoes with Patricia and Mark. If they really want to spy on us, they can just see through our eyes. Technology, fix it. I don't know about seeing through our eyes, but they have our cell phones. They like, that's what I was saying before. They have our cell phones. They're there to monitor us at all time, and the technology is getting more and more where you don't the damn the damn cell phone's on even when you think it's off. All you have to say is hello Siri and your phone go off, or okay Google, and then bam, it's listening at all times. So I just say we got to be really aware of these things. So I was saying, at least there's no such thing as satellites. No, you're correct. Well, they're satellites. They're not in orbit. I do. The more research you do, the more you realize there's possibility of satellites, but they're being put up with high altitude balloons, um, and there is documentation that proves that. So yeah, the satellites that we see go off into the so-called outer space, yeah, those don't exist. They're everything's inside. Yeah, I remember a few years back, and when my dog got chipped. Not a few years back. She's pretty old at this point. But I remember when we first got it, and I thought about it like, why the hell did we just chip our dog? You know what I mean? And it was like, what was that for? That didn't even make no sense. But yeah, they started with the dogs and the cats and stuff like that. And pretty soon they're gonna be doing it to all newborn babies. Guaranteed, they're gonna end up doing a newborn baby, saying, "Hey," they're gonna start creating some crappy system, or they already have started, where they're gonna be telling you how you have to be able to. They're gonna cause a lot of people to be scared into having their children. Cigar face. How you doing? How you doing? But they're gonna cause a lot of. They're gonna do a lot of fear porn in order to get their children to get pretty much chipped right at birth. Hint. Satellite cell towers are. No, I think that's the majority. See, that's the thing. I'm 100% in agreement with you, and that's the majority of what we call satellites are definitely just high altitude or just ground based towers. But they're from the research I've done, they also do have those weather balloons that they chip up there. Chimpanzees is my favorite podcast. Uh, Chipperson, Chipperson. I don't know who that is. Um, so I was saying about Patricia's show, Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes with Mark. They just did. I stuck around for a little while, and a lot of people kept asking them. And this, I'm gonna kind of veer topics real quick. I just want to get you guys input. A lot of people talking about the Mandela effect, right? Is it real? Is it not? I'm gonna I'm gonna say this. With the research that I've seen people do and some of the stuff that I've seen, do people say? I have no idea. Yeah, electrical rods definitely. But back to the whole Mandela effect thing. Is it me, or is any of this Mandela effect stuff when it comes to what they're so-called changing, right? What they're trying to say, oh look, this was changed, this was changed. None of it matters. So if they change something on a TV show, so if they change something on a damn children's book, if they change, like those are so insignificant. Why wouldn't we change something that's huge, something that actually makes sense to change? Why are you changing children's books and TV shows and movies and parts of movies? Like, why are we not like changing? If they're, this is why I have a problem with the Mandela effect. Why not change something that's like history that people are gonna be like, wait a second, it used to be like, for real, it used to be this, and now it's this. How the hell is that? That would tell me the Mandela effect was real. I can't fully buy into the Mandela. Could they be doing certain things? I think a lot of it can be explained away. There's some, who knows, but I just think too many people are getting their fingers wrapped up into this whole Mandela effect. I think we need to start looking at things and saying, if it's not something important, what does it matter as far as them changing something that is very insignificant? Why would they? Why would they not change something like a person's history or things that of those magnitudes? Why are we looking for these micro changes that, to me, I just think it's not really that important. He a little skeptic. How you doing, man? How's it going? Yeah, man, it's all about fighting the good fight. I think we all have a purpose in here. Even you guys being here in the chat room, hanging out with me. I think, we're trying to, you know, iron sharpens iron. That's all, what it's all about. They're eventually making a new. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that we have to just be more aware with things like the Mandela effect to allow allow it to get out of control. Because again, if it's not something really important, I'm not saying it's not okay. I have to rephrase this. I'm not saying it's not possible or real. I don't know. I'm gonna play the fence and say I don't know. But my stance still is, why not change something important that would be considered like, I don't know, anything else than these little minute things, these phrases in songs, movies, TV shows. Like it should be more. It should be at a different level. That's just me. Then that's where my stance is. I never came out and really fully said that. I think it's interesting, a lot of the stuff that people are finding. ODD found that whole thing with the girl in Jaws, which is, and I say Jaws, I mean the character Jaws, not the shark, but in 007, and that's really interesting. But again, it's, to me, changing a part in some female, the way she looked in a movie, that's not important. That doesn't reveal to me that, like, go back and change something that would, catches that, oh my God, it used to be like this and now it's completely different. They just screwed with that. Would be mind blowing. You know what I mean? What are you doing here, Helio? Get it. This guy is way better than you have been exposed. Y'all fight amongst each other. See, that's another thing. I don't know who all the trolls are. I don't know who all what they call shills and all that stuff. I try to wait and process information that I'm provided with other people, and let's see, let's see the fruits that they present. You can tell who they are by the fruits that they present. So I don't know. I don't want to call anybody that. Millions of people have been looking at the Mandela effect. Your ass, we are not crazy. My dude, I am not telling you you're crazy. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I don't know what it is, but I think a lot of people are getting mixed up in it, because what does it have to do if it's just minute changes? If it's a huge change, like this person used to be really living and now they're really dead, or they were dead and now they're really living, or this person wasn't the president and now they're like that kind of stuff, to me, makes more sense than like minute changes or little stuff that we're finding out. There have been micro changes of history through media and education, such as World War II, 9/11, World War I. Some things it takes. Well, see, I don't know. Minute change or micro changes, that doesn't add up for me. It needs to be more. It needs to be, if you're gonna make a change, right? Like they say. How about this? You guys ever seen the show? And I don't know if it's getting picked up again. But that show, oh my gosh, it's on ABC. And it's a time travel show. I forgot what it was called. I forgot what it's called. But there's a bunch of shows right now that have to do with time travel based. Is it time? Is that it? Could be even called time travels. I don't know. I don't remember. But the funny thing is that the vessel that they use is an eyeball. I mean, could you be any more blunt about it? It's ridiculous. Not they don't even try to hide it anymore, right? The symbolism is real when it comes to what they're trying to do. So it is what it is. I think we definitely need to be more cognizant of what is being fed to us. Yeah, flat Earth, man. Flat Earth is the truth, and it definitely is the big truth that puts together all the other stuff. Sorry, did I do that? Like I said, that's but it puts together all the other stuff together so that you don't. It seems like all the other conspiracies, yeah, they're conspiracies, but what does it change? 9/11 woke up a lot of people. There's still a lot of people who are still asleep when it comes to the truth of 9/11. Don't even tell them about Sandy Hook or Boston bombing. They'll go crazy. I mean, I've seen it on debates when you start talking about flat Earth, and all of a sudden, someone, you're trying to get your point across on how NASA is a lying fraud and this and that. Yeah, and all of a sudden they start talking about, and then you kind of try to prove your point with saying, "What about 9/11?" And they're like totally asleep to it. It's like, there you go. You just put yourself in a situation. Now you got to explain to them how it just. There's just too much things that people don't consider when it comes to the truth. And the TV shows, movies, all that stuff is definitely a distraction. I think for the truthers, I think people who are definitely awake to it, I think you can go out to a movie and watch a movie and not be mesmerized like it used to be. I remember going to movies and being mesmerized. And I go to a movie and all I see is symbolism and the occult and everything else. Can I still enjoy it? Yeah, I can still enjoy a movie, but I'm just not being hypnotized no more. And I think that's the best thing that is about one of the best things about being awake is not being hypnotized. So, we gotta be good. Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody's gotta. We're all waking up at our own pace. I always say this, in 2015, when I first heard about flat Earth, it was late 2015, early 2016 when I was awakened. It took me a little bit longer to fully admit it, publicly. But hey, with everything else, I'm just glad I finally came to the full understanding of, how asleep I was, at least, you know what I mean? And I try to do my best to wake as many people as I can. Over the food counter, the chemicals and the look. I live in Florida, and man, when I was awake to all this stuff, and you start looking up in the sky and you see all these chemtrails left and right, I've had a cough. This feels like it's lasted a year. That as soon as I became a truther and started making videos, I developed this damn cough here that I cannot get rid of. Like, and I don't want to say it's a cough, but it's just that, when you have like that phlegm inside of you, uh, things like that. I just say, I just haven't been able to get rid of it. So I gotta be smarter about it and just see what happens. Marky, hey, you know what, Mark? Man, I appreciate you, bro. I really do. I really appreciate you stopping in here. If you ain't doing nothing, let me know, man. I definitely would love to do a hangout with you. I've been dying to do an interview with you, put you on a podcast with me. Definitely want to do that. If you're around here, Mark, and you ain't got nothing to do, let me know. We do this Skype thing real quick. We can just make a quick hangout. I got some questions for you, and I want to do things like that. I want to talk about these things. I know you've been on a roll with hangouts, but if you can make time, let me know, brother. I'll definitely be interested in getting. And if it's not tonight, man, I'll just email me and we'll set. Yeah, exactly. That was my next thing. I'll email you and we'll set something up, man. Cause you're someone I want to talk to. Bounce ideas off. You're definitely a dude that knows his stuff and help open up a lot of people's eyes into something that's fact, man, because I got respect for you, man. I'm gonna drop you. I'm gonna make Mark a moderator right now, and the reason why I make him a moderator is because I have gotten to know him through his work. Don't take and no nobody take offense to it if I'm just getting to know you. Mark has a long history in being able to being in this truth movement. So a lot of people um, I appreciate that, Mark. You know, I'm a fan of your work too. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm always checking your stuff out, man. I wish I could listen to your radio show live, but man, when you got a family and I'm on the East Coast, I think you come on around 10 o'clock. I'm like sleeping half the time. Like right now, my daughter's asleep, so I got a little bit of time to uh to do these things. But yeah, Mark Sargent is 100%, man. That's a real truther right there. Who gets picked on too much, way too much. He gets picked on way too much. So I appreciate him hanging in there and uh, not giving up, because I know it's probably hard. As much crap that he has to take from people. Um, I appreciate that. Yeah, man. We'll definitely. I'll be in contact with you sooner than you think. So I appreciate you stopping in, man. You can hang out if you want, but yeah, haters gonna hate. Hate. Hey, he's singing it now. He's singing it now. That's hilarious. A young skinny white girl said that. Yeah, I know. I was just listening to this show and they had that song come up and this guy was singing it. So yeah, who woke you up to the flat Earth? Everyone. Yeah, I would like to know. You know, for everyone who's out here, like that's one of the things that I'm gonna do, and I promise you guys I'm gonna be doing it pretty soon. It's gonna be like my flat Earth testimony. Um, it's like around this time that I probably have the time, and man, I feel sometimes I just let time go by, and like yesterday was a perfect time for me to try to sit down and film and just get my flat earth testimony out there. I think even if you guys don't produce content on a regular basis, I think you guys should sit down and do your flat earth testimony. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be doing one pretty soon. I promise you I'm gonna have one. I don't want I'm not it's not gonna be so structured, but it's definitely gonna try to have a good cohesive thing. I'm gonna go through like the genesis of how I got into flat earth and up to this point right now. I think everyone should do that. I think it's really important for all of us to share that, because like myself as being a Christian and a believer, a lot of the a lot of the way people come to know about Christ, and I'm not trying to preach here to nobody, is their testimony. So if you can do that, if a testimony for a Christian can do that to for other people, that impacts their life to that degree, then I say we should all be doing testimonies to help other people, because you'll be surprised on how that can help someone else relate. Like, wow, that person's more alike than I thought, and you might have misjudged them in the beginning. You know what I mean? So I think it's important for all of us, and I'm gonna try to lead by example. I know there's people have done that, but I want to do. I'm gonna do one for my channel, because I think it's important. I think it would help a lot of people relate to one another, and that's the key. Is to be able to relate to one another and understand why this guy thinks the way he thinks, or might say certain things that might offend someone. Well, at least you get to know why he might say those things. You know what I mean? You don't have to agree with everything everybody says. You take the good with the good, and the bad you just throw it away. I I just think it's important for all of us to do that. One of the guys that I really look up to, and I'm gonna be having an interview with, hopefully sometime near in the future, is Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. This guy does some amazing work, and he has I just want to really get to know him as a person. I'll be, I think I've said this before, but I'm looking forward to speaking with him. I've been touch base with him. It's just scheduling wise, we've been having a little conflict trying to get us both on the same schedule. But it will happen. Russian Vids, look, Russian Vids does really good work. But you don't gotta agree with everything he says. You know what I mean? And if you don't, that's okay. He still does a lot of really good research. I don't agree with everything, but then there's some times when later on I find out that man, he was right, spot on. So at the moment I might not agree with him, but later on I came to find out the dude was spot on. So we might not always be ready to receive the information. Sometimes he might be ahead of the game. Sometimes he might be really far off. The whole tranny gate stuff, I don't, there is definitely 100%. And as someone who looks in the scripture and sees the agenda behind trying to mess up the family, I 100% agree that there is an agenda. We can publicly see it. But not every woman that someone like Russian Vid says is a man is going to be a man. Like, I think we got to do more investigation than just calling someone a man because they have large hands or broad shoulders. Like, you got to be a little bit more, proof behind it. So again, I take the good with the good. I think some of the stuff that he says when it comes to some of the women that he claims to be men could be very accurate. But at the same time, some of them are, to me, are just far out there. I try not to jump on the latest trends when it comes to the whole movement and stuff. But I just try to make videos that I would find I couldn't bear to watch. If I could watch it, then I'm happy with the end result. And that's just how I am. That's one of the reasons why I'm trying to do more live streams. Yeah, more investigation, definitely. And that's one of the reasons why I do more live streams, because I want to be able, when I don't have like a video that I can do fully polished, I think these are good substitutes for the meantime. I might have 3 or 4 of these so far, and I only might have posted one of them. I might post this one, I don't know. Maybe I'll even download it and then try to edit it so it has a better flow to it, but I don't know. I'm having a good conversation with you guys. Happy Rockefeller suspects. Happy Rockefeller suspects. Surfer or Sir Fi 2010. Elaborate on that. I'm not getting it. What you mean by the Rockefeller suspect? You see, that's one of the things I don't even know. I haven't even looked into that. Yeah, could look like a man. There's just ugly women out there too. Remember, there are definitely some ugly women out there. Just like there's a bunch of ugly dudes out there. So, it's no, but I understand what you're saying. And I agree. There's definitely, let's see what you're saying right now. This helioskeptic, eat the meat and spit out the bones. Yep, exactly. Never be afraid to consider anyone's truth. You have to consider yourself as your own truth, but don't believe on. Yeah, no, exactly. Look, I'm a huge fan of Rob Skiba, but I'm not gonna take everything he does as gospel. Like, it's very important for each individual to do their own research. As my friend Caleb from NorCal says, you got to flatten out yourself first. Once you flatten yourself out, then you can worry about flattening other people out. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to this truth. At the Liberty of the trans, right near the little kids. Yeah, it's definitely attacking the little kids. And have you any of you guys seen that new it's the Little Caesars commercial? I think it's Little Caesars. I think, yeah. So it's a little kid, and it's funny because it's almost like they took it right from the Truman Show, where the little kid's pouring out his heart out and how he's gonna create this new pizza, and his family has helped him and they believe in him. They're cheering, and he's telling this story to the classmates, and all of a sudden this punk person, man, just comes up and is like, nah, kid, it's already been done. Like shuts them down. Like boom, right there. That's how it is. No, there's not. We've already found all the land. No, we've already did this. I mean, these commercials are showing you how they're trying to treat our children to bottle them up so that we don't, um, so that we don't grow up and think for ourselves. We think that everything needs to be told to us. We need to think for ourselves. That is the biggest thing. Even myself or other YouTubers that you guys might watch, like I watch a lot of YouTubers, I enjoy a lot of their content, but I'm not going to let them think for me. You have to think for yourself. You have to make sure that you can gut check yourself and say, hey, am I just a fan of this dude and I'm just, enjoying everything, all their content? It shouldn't just be about being a fan and enjoying all their content. Fact check them. Make sure you hold them accountable too. We can't get back into the mistake that we were in when we were ball earthers like the rest of them. You know what I mean? We have to go in there and wake up to saying, just because my favorite YouTuber or flat earth researcher is saying something does not mean I have to agree, or maybe it might take you a moment to digest it and be like, let me see if this dude's actually just making up new stories or he's got facts to say about it. That's the key. Do not allow anyone to, don't just fall for whatever people say. We have to fact check everybody, including myself. That's why sometimes I don't make a video in a week or two, because I don't want to just rush to put information out. I think that's one of the pitfalls we have when someone's just making a video, 2 or 3 videos every day. Like, whoa, how the hell are you even? If it's 2 or 3 videos of the same thing, hey, you could be spot on. But if it's 2 or 3 videos of different things, completely different from one another, man, I got to question where you're getting your information. Why you just, you know what I mean? Like, we all have to make sure that we fact checks for ourselves. We just don't buy into whatever someone is saying, you know? I think that's it, man. I'm not trying to sit here and preach to anybody. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Before I leave, I just want to leave that out there for you guys. I also want to say thank you to all you guys for being in the chat, all you guys being a part of this hangout. And again, I will probably be doing more. I take a bit. Let me see. Alexandria, Earth. I take a bit in pieces, let them sit. Yeah, let the computer bang. Take it. No, and I just read that all scattered, but that's how it should be. We have to take bits and pieces. We have to digest this information so that we don't fall under mind control ourselves, because it's easy to form these little cliques, and especially in the flat earth community. I appreciate it. No, I thank you for stopping in, but so we don't form, because there is a lot of these cliques that are starting to pop up in each of the flat earth community. In this flat earth community, you know what I mean? And I can understand that, because not everyone thinks the same. But when we start forming so many little tiny groups, it feels like we start to divide amongst each other instead of uniting. You know, if someone wants to believe in all right, let me see. Ask people to thumbs down videos inspired wave IPS flat earth army. Yeah, that's one of the things that we have to be careful of, is not to create an army. Oh wait, that was weird. My hangout just shut off for a second, but hopefully I'm gonna repeat myself. The whole IPS and his flat earth army, I greatly appreciate the effort that he puts into these concepts on how to reach more people. But we can't go out there and be rude to people, because we can definitely cause some division and have people look at us and start really hating us. I think what he's doing is great when it comes to that. But we definitely need to be cognizant of what and how we approach these things. I think from what I heard from, thank you, Mark. You too, man. Stay flat. What I heard from Mark and Patricia today, about how they definitely think that he's going about it right now. I think in the beginning it was just all for nothing and just go attack, attack, attack. I think the structure is starting to happen now. I think that is key, that we have a structure, so we're not just going out there and abusing our power when it comes to these things. Our community needs to grow together, and we shouldn't be so. I found myself bickering amongst other people too, and I just realized it doesn't get nobody nowhere. If I believe in a dome and you believe in an infinite, that does not mean we should not be able to break bread. And I don't want that to be a division amongst ours. So we got to stay together and keep it up. Helio, I appreciate you and appreciate you subbing here. Again, I'm just here, just one man trying to communicate with you guys and trying to help. Iron sharpens iron. So I'm gonna do my best to try to do this again tomorrow. So if you guys are around, I appreciate if you guys stop in and hang out. It'll be cool. If you ain't doing nothing, go back to that ODD 24-hour live stream. There's so much great content that's being produced out there. I think it's awesome. Let me see if I could even find. Let me see. I'll even leave the link to that for anyone. The 24-hour. Let's go here. I'm gonna drop that in here because I think this is really important that we keep on supporting one another. It's key. It's key that we support one another. Again, if you guys, I don't want people who watch my videos just to watch videos. Create content. I hope you guys go out there and you make your own testimony, flat earth testimony, because I think it's key. I think it's really important that we all have our flat earth testimonies to share with one another so that we can be. Are you controlled opposition? Controlled opposition. See, that's what I'm talking about. The fear of everybody being, all right, okay. The fear of everybody being some sort of control. Let the person's fruit speak for themselves, and then we'll be, then you don't have to worry about if that person is a shill or not. You'll know. But other than that, guys, again, lasting words. Make a flat earth testimony. I'm going to be doing one pretty soon. I hope you guys follow that suit. Even if you're not comfortable in front of the camera, don't be afraid to do it multiple times and then finally take the one that, fits best. I think the message is key, right? Like they say, it's not about the equipment you use, but it's the story that you tell. That's what people want to hear, So if you got your iPhone, you got an Android phone, whatever, use that and go from there. Don't be afraid to share how you got into this movement, because it can help a lot of people you might not even know. It's going to reach them, and they can then share that and have the courage to do the same for others. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to cut this short now. I've been going for just under an hour. I don't want to be one of those that spends 3-4 hours, especially at this time of night. But again, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. And everyone, have a good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you guys are at. Stay flat. See you around, guys.